This is the moment last May that changed everything for the two men involved. Sergeant Michael Kunovich stopped Guatemalan farm worker Virgilio Aguilar Mendez for, quote, suspicious behavior outside a motel where he was staying in St. Augustine, Florida. After a struggle to arrest Aguilar Mendez, who tried to flee, according to law enforcement, Sergeant Kunovich went into cardiac arrest and died a short time later. Florida's state attorney's office is now charging Aguilar Mendez with aggravated manslaughter of an officer, and he's facing 30 years in prison.
Our client's constitutional rights were violated. He was a victim of police brutality, a victim of racial profiling.
Now his attorney is demanding all charges be dropped, or he says they'll sue in federal court.
He was eating outside. He had also been planning on going towards the gas station to get a bottle of soda.
Body camera footage given to NBC News by Aguilar Mendez's attorney shows how the encounter unfolded. You can hear Aguilar Mendez saying multiple times that he doesn't speak English.
Don't walk away from me.
No, sorry.
Don't pull away from me.
Sergeant Kunovich continues yelling commands to him in English, and Aguilar Mendez appears to pull away when Kunovich tries to search him.
Get on the ground!
The struggle continues, and another officer arrives. These next images are disturbing.
I'm gonna tase you!
Another officer putting his hand on Aguilar Mendez's throat, throwing him to the ground.
Put your hands behind your back.
Kunovich tasing him while he's down, with Aguilar Mendez repeating that he doesn't understand.
Lay on your stomach.
I'm sorry, no speak English.
He ends up tased multiple times, with officers tackling him and twisting his arms back. One officer also appears to place his knee on Aguilar Mendez's torso. After Aguilar Mendez was in handcuffs, officers found what appeared to be a small pocket knife, which his attorney says he uses for cutting melons.
Aguilar immediately told the officer he didn't understand English. His native language is ma'am, which is an ancient indigenous language in Guatemala.
At the end of the body cam video, Kunovich's breathing appears labored, and a colleague asks if he's okay before he was taken to a hospital where he was later pronounced dead. St. Johns County medical examiner determining Sergeant Kunovich died from an irregular heartbeat caused by the hardening of his arteries, along with high blood pressure and heart disease. The report also said, quote, physical exertion and possible emotional stress while apprehending a fleeing suspect may have contributed to his death.
Even if Kunovich hadn't, as you said, tragically died from this, would you still think that Virgilio would have a civil rights case to pursue?
I do, because his constitutional rights to be free from unreasonable search and seizures, which apply not only to citizens but persons. The Constitution is very clear. It says persons, not citizens.
Aguilar Mendez is currently waiting for his asylum hearing in immigration court. The St. John County Sheriff's Office has not returned NBC's request for comment, and Florida State Attorney's Office saying they don't comment on pending cases.
Ultimately, Sergeant Michael Kunovich succumbed basically to some medical issues that actually were induced by the struggle with our subject.
After 7 months in custody, a judge last month ruled Aguilar Mendez to be incompetent, something that typically happens due to mental health. But his attorney says it's so he can have time to understand the charges and the U.S. legal system, adding he only has a 6th grade education in Spanish, which is his second language.
To charge our client with his death is outrageous, and it's just not supported by the law.
Stephen Romo joins us now in studio. So, Stephen, what happens next here? How likely is it that these manslaughter charges will be dropped? And what are experts telling you about the strength of this case?
Well, today was the deadline the attorney set for those charges to be dropped before deciding to file that civil rights lawsuit. So it seems like that is the next step. As for the case itself, our legal expert, Denny Savallo, is telling me it's likely the defense will try to show that the deputy had a heart condition that preceded this event with the suspect. But that will happen once the court case actually takes place. But for right now, Aguilar Mendez is in limbo because he's been found unfit to stand trial at the moment.
So the sheriff involved in this in St. Johns County is running for re-election. What has the reaction been to him, to that, and this incident within the community?
We have here at NBC tried to reach out to the sheriff's office and get comment, as have other outlets, and they've not really spoken much at all since right after this incident occurred way back in May. So we would like more information about that. He is running for re-election, and many of the people in the community are supporting the deputy's family, holding fundraisers for them. So there is a lot of support. But since the video, the body cam video has been released, there's a lot of attention on this from immigrant rights groups saying that there was not decided suspicious behavior for the stop to begin with, something many people are asking the sheriff and the sheriff's office to answer for.
Stephen Romo, thank you.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.